Hello there, I'm a nerd named Ryan, and today I've got another closer look for you. Today we're having a look at the Ultimate Collector's Edition Steelbook versions of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, aka the two Joel Schumacher Batman films. Now these of course have a bit of a mixed reputation. They don't have the best reputation amongst Batman fans. I maintain that this one, Batman Forever, is actually the most underrated Batman movie. I really like this film. I really like Val Kilmer as Batman. Again, I think this is a pretty solid, underrated superhero movie. This one, not quite so much, but you know what, I kind of like it. It's a fun movie to watch every now and then. As far as bad movies go, this one is at least fun. Now, last year, I think it was, Warner Brothers, to coincide with the home media release of The Batman, released these two films, the two Tim Burton ones. They also put out the three Nolan films. I didn't get those editions because I already have steelbooks of those movies. But yeah, they put out the two Tim Burton ones, and I, as you can see, picked them up. And I actually did a video showing these two off. So I'll leave a link to that in the description bar below. But at the time, I remember thinking, man, I wish they'd put out the Joel Schumacher films as well, or like at the very least Batman Forever, because I really like Batman Forever. I think it's a really underrated film, and even though Batman and Robin has a not quite so good a reputation, and I think it's not a great film, it's still a movie I quite like, and I watch every now and again. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. So I was super happy when I saw that they were going to be releasing these to coincide with the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. Don't know if you can see that up at the top there, if it'll focus. But yeah, these are part of the range celebrating the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. So let's not waste any more time, let's have a look at the steelbooks. Okay, so first off we have Batman Forever, which I think is the most underrated Batman film. I really like this movie a lot. I don't necessarily understand all of the hate it gets. Like, it's not as good as the two Tim Burton ones, okay? It's not, but it is so much better than Batman and Robin. And the fact that it kind of gets lumped with Batman and Robin as kind of one of the bad Batman films, I don't think is entirely fair. I've always gotten a kick out of this one. Now, some of that might be nostalgia. This was the first Batman movie I ever saw. But yeah, I've always liked it. I think Val Kilmer's pretty good as Batman. Anyway, it had this little wraparound thing on there with just a bit of information about what's on the set itself. We'll go through that in a moment. We'll go through the bonus features and everything in a moment. But first, let's have a look at the cover. I really love this cover. Love that we got the black background and the nice kind of green Batman logo in the Riddler logo there. Really cool. There's a look at the front again. There's the spine. I do love this. I do love the font on this. The top there, the bottom, and there's the back. And look at that lovely shot of Val Kilmer as Batman. Really nice shot. I like that a lot. I really like the design of these steelbooks, and again, I like that they've kind of kept the design consistent with these two. These have a very similar kind of design, so I like that they've sort of kept that continuity there. That's good. So let's have a look inside. So we've got a nice sturdy box, and then you've got the steelbook, which we'll have a look at in a moment, and you've got this this nice little envelope thing with a bunch of stuff inside. So let's have a look what's in here, shall we? It's got the Batman, once again, the Batman Forever logo on the front. I really love this logo, the kind of the bat logo inside the giant question mark because of the Riddler. I really liked Jim Carrey in this movie. Yeah, and a nice green motif as well. Nice green colour scheme, which I like. Let's crack this open and have a look inside. So we'll slide everything out. And first thing we've got some art cards. So we have Val Kilmer as Batman. I think the most underrated Batman, personally. I really like him in this. We've got Chris O'Donnell as Robin. Not really my favourite part of either of these movies, but he's better in this one, I think, than he is in the second one. Or the fourth one, I guess. Batman and Robin, you know what I mean. And we've got Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Now, I don't know if this will be a controversial opinion, but I quite liked Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I thought he was really fun. I liked him a bit more than I liked Two-Face in this. Anyway, then we got some production stills here. Let's have a look. We've got the Batmobile. What I like about these cards is they're all nice and glossy. So, Gives it a nice, it's very clearly high quality because they've got, nice glossy art cards. So we've got the Batmobile there. We've got Bruce Wayne and Dr. Chase Meridian, played, of course, by Nicole Kidman, who I really, really liked in the film. I thought she was a really good character. We've got Batman and Robin. I actually quite like the designs of the costumes in this one. They do have a little bit of the kind of campier style, a little bit of the, the bat nipples going on, but that obviously would become much more obvious in the next movie. I don't mind the designs of the costumes in Batman Forever, personally. And we've got the Riddler and Two-Face. Again, really liked Jim Carrey in this movie. Not such a big fan of Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. He has some good moments, but not really my favourite part of the film. Then we've got Bruce and Dick there. We've got Batman and Robin. Out of costume, obviously. And then we've got some nice black and white. Are these the lobby cards? Because it says there's some lobby cards. There's lobby cards and photo cards. I think these ones are the lobby cards. We've got Val Kilmer there as Batman. And it says at the bottom, Val Kilmer portrays Batman, and, a bit of information about it. Lovely shot. Really nice shot of Batman, that. We've got Two-Face with his two henchwomen, Sugar and Spice. It had been so long since I'd watched this. When I last watched it, I'd forgotten completely that Drew Barrymore was in this movie. But yep, that is Drew Barrymore there as Sugar. I forget the name of the actor who plays Spice, but I'll put that on screen. We've got Nicole Kidman, of course, as Dr. Chase Meridian. Once again, liked her character. Robin, not so much, but this is a nice shot though of him, a nice picture of him there. And then we've got one more of Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Really, really nice. So next thing you get is a double-sided poster. So let's fold this out and have a look at it. Right then. So on one side you've got the original theatrical poster. Sorry, the lighting in here is quite bad. I'm trying to get it in a way where you can see it properly. And then you've got the teaser poster on the other side. Again, I really love this, the kind of the logo design they went for with this, the bat logo within the question mark. Really like that. And we also have this nice little booklet. Now, this is not an information booklet. This is a photo book. So if we open it up, it's full of very glossy images. Once again, I like this shot. This is a really cool picture. There they are, the two villains, of course, Riddler and Two-Face. There's that same shot again of Batman and Dr. Chase. And actually down here, one of these two small pictures, we've got the Riddler unmasked. So we got Edward Nygma there with Sugar. If it'll focus, come on, focus. There we go. You can sort of see that anyway. You can but take my word for it. It's Jim Carrey and Drew Barrymore. I really like the design in this movie. That's one thing I will say. I think all four of the Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher movies have some really... the first three have some really good design choices. The fourth one, I think, has some interesting design choices. Not necessarily great, but still quite fun. I love this as well, like Riddler's lair thing where the end scene happens. Really, really love that. And I liked Two-Face's lair as well. So, yeah, production design-wise, I really like the... I really like the look of the movie, the aesthetic of the film, let's say. One thing I will say, if you are thinking of getting these sets, is just be careful when you're putting things back into this envelope thing here, because it all fits in there quite snug, which is good because it means you don't have all your stuff rattling around. But it does mean you can catch the sides sometimes when you're trying to put the stuff back in. So just be a little bit careful, and you should be fine. Anyway, then we've got the Steelbook itself, and again, I love the black and green design of this. It's really, really beautiful. We've got a nice silhouette of Batman on the front there. Really, really awesome design. Clearly a lot of care put into it, into the design of this. I really, really like it. And then on the back here, we've got the Riddler and Two-Face once again. So yeah, really nice. And then inside we continue the green theme. We've got the 4K disc. And we've got the Blu-ray disc as well, which is good for me because I still don't have a 4K Blu-ray player. When I finally get a 4K Blu-ray player, I'm going to have a lot of stuff to play on it because I keep getting these collector's editions and they're all 4K ones. Anyway, here's a nice cool shot of the Batmobile. Once again, we've got that cool sort of green and black colour scheme to it. Yeah, really big fan of that. Love that, that internal artwork there. So, you've got a commentary with director Joel Schumacher. Additional scenes. Riddle Me This. Why is Batman Forever? Shadows of the Bat, the cinematic saga of The Dark Knight Part 5. Yeah, that's a really cool documentary. That's something that goes through all 4 of the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher movies. You have a big epic sort of multi-part making of documentary on all 4 of those films. So that's really, really cool. Yep, like, I love that. That's a great documentary. If you don't have these specific editions, those are on the Blu-rays as well. I definitely recommend getting a version of these films that have that that multi-part documentary because it's awesome. Because all the parts of it are just great. We've got Beyond Batman documentary gallery, Seal, Kiss from a Rose music video, the Heroes and Villains profile galleries, and a theatrical trailer. And then, of course, we have Batman and Robin, which... yeah, has a bit of an infamous reputation amongst Batman fans. Listen, I'm not going to call this a good film because I don't think it is one, but I enjoy watching this from time to time. I get a bit of a kick out of it. It's become something of a guilty pleasure movie for me, one of these so bad that they're good films. If I'm in the mood for it, I can put this movie on and have a bit of a laugh at it. So, yeah, I'm glad they released it. I probably would have been a bit more annoyed if they'd not bothered releasing this one and we just had the first 3. So I'm happy to get it on 4K and in this lovely edition. So let's have a bit of a better look at it, shall we? Again, I really like the design of the cover here. I really like this logo. Not quite as much as I like the Batman Forever or Batman Returns cover art, but still pretty nice. So there is the front, the top, the spine. Lovely spine. There, the bottom's just got, you know, your legal stuff on the bottom. And there is the back. Again, we've got Batman and Robin in this nice, a nice design of this. Yeah, we got the red colour theme going on for this one, obviously. So let's have a look at the innards. Once again, we'll start with the little envelope full of stuff. Got the Batman and Robin logo in the middle there. And the nice red colour scheme on the back. And again, it just opens up like so, and you've got a load of goodies inside. Let's have a look at them. Okay, so first off, we've got George Clooney as Batman. Not the best Batman. I think most people agree he's not a great Batman, including George Clooney himself, of course. He always apologises for this film and makes jokes about it. But, yeah, not the best Batman, but, you know, whatever. We've got Chris O'Donnell, who, again, I wasn't a big fan of in either of these 2 movies, but he's much better in Batman Forever than he is in Batman and Robin, I think. Not necessarily Chris O'Donnell's fault, I think he's written worse in this. I do kind of love Mr. Freeze, though. Again, this movie is kind of ridiculous, and putting Arnie in here as Mr. Freeze and just making him do a load of ice puns, it's nice. I think it's a good sort of throwback to... you know, to the original kind of 60s Batman where all the villains were a little bit goofy. And while I would love to get a live-action sort of interpretation of the darker, more tragic version of Mr. Freeze, I don't know, I kind of dig Arnie in this movie. He's kind of ridiculous. Again, this whole movie's kind of ridiculous, but I think if you kind of just accept that and go along with it, then it's a pretty fun little... guilty pleasure movie for me, at least. Anyway, here we got Batman and Robin in the very, very interesting production design. Again, I really like the production design of Batman Forever. Not so much this one, but at least you can tell there's been a lot of effort put into it. I will say this, I really liked Uma Thurman's costume. I thought Poison Ivy was a pretty good, you know, costume design in this. Shame about Bane, but... Poison Ivy I really liked. And actually, to be fair, Mr. Freeze's costume isn't terrible. I liked his big ice gun, that was fun. We've got Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, of course. And then we got Clooney again as Batman. And then we've got Clooney once again as Batman. This is a nice shot, to be fair. Shame about the bat nipples, isn't it? We've got Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. Honestly, she was kind of one of the highlights of this movie for me. Again, I kind of dig Poison Ivy in this movie. I think she's quite fun. Uma Thurman is going very, very over the top, but I think this is the kind of movie where you sort of need to go over the top. I think it would have been worse if everyone was trying to do it seriously. Anyway, here's Robin and Batgirl. And here's Mr. Freeze. Again, I don't think the costume is that bad from a design standpoint. Yeah, questionable acting choices and story choices and kind of tonal choices for the film, but again, I get a kick out of it. It's a real guilty pleasure movie for me. And finally, we've got this shot of Bruce Wayne and his girlfriend Julie, played by Elle Macpherson. It says it down here. Yeah, Elle Macpherson is in the movie. I always forget she's in this. Much like how I always forget Drew Barrymore is in Batman Forever. Drew Barrymore is better in Batman Forever than Elle Macpherson is in Batman and Robin, though. Anyway, we've got another double-sided poster. Once again, it's the sort of theatrical poster with all the characters on one side and the teaser poster on the other side. And once again, we have a nice book with a load of photos in it. Let's have a look. So we got this shot. They really like using this shot, don't they? And then you got Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bruce Wayne there on that side. Oh, is this is in that infamous scene with the Bat credit card, isn't it? I think, yeah. We got Robin and Batgirl there. We got the villains. Oh God, there's Bane. I'd forgot about Bane. Yeah, look, a lot of this movie, I will say, you know what, it's a bit of fun, but Bane, nah, I hated Bane in this movie. Bane was terrible. Yeah, but Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy I can kind of have a bit of fun with, but nah, not Bane. They did my boy Bane dirty. Anyway, this is a Poison Ivy page by the look of it. Excellent. And Mr. Freeze gets his own page as well, because of course he does. And then we've got the heroes once again on that one. Did I miss a page? Or nope, I didn't. That's all of them. Excellent. Let's put all this back in the envelope. We've got anyway. Here's the Steelbook. We've got Batman and Robin, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell, Uma Thurman, and Alicia Silverstone. There's the spine. I do like the colour scheme, once again. I like the bright red colour scheme. Very kind of apt, I think, that this is the brightest, not necessarily the most colourful Steelbook, but definitely the brightest. Because, yeah, this is the most brightest, because from a production design standpoint, this is the brightest and most vibrant of the films, for better or for worse. Anyway, here's Mr. Freeze on the back, chilling out. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to do one ice pun before. I had to. I'm very sorry about the ice pun. Anyway, let's have a look at the discs. We've got the 4K Ultra again. 4K Ultra HD. And the Blu-ray. Again, so, about all four of these movies, both the Burton and the Schumacher ones, I bet that from a design standpoint, I bet they look really cool in 4K. Like, they look pretty good on the 1080p Blu-ray. So yeah, when I get a 4K TV and player, I'll definitely be watching these movies because I feel like they'll be really visually stunning to watch in 4K. Even this one with its more questionable design choices. Anyway, here's the Batmobile. Once again, you got the cool red design there, colour scheme. So, bonus material on Batman and Robin. You've got a commentary by director Joel Schumacher. Shadows of the Bat, the cinematic saga of The Dark Knight Part 6. Really interesting on this one because, yeah, all of the cast and crew basically talk about how, yeah, this didn't go to plan. This was a bit of a mess, a bit of a disaster. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a really interesting watch, that documentary. Everyone sort of talking about how everything went a bit wrong. But yeah, really, I recommend getting this on Blu-ray or 4K just for that alone, because that's a really interesting documentary. Additional scene, Alfred's Lost Love, so a nice deleted scene there. Beyond Batman documentary gallery, 3 music videos, the heroes and the villains profile galleries, and a theatrical trailer. And so there we are. We finally have all 4 of the late 80s/90s Batman movies. Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. Like I say, already did a video of these 2. I'll link that in the description if you want to go check it out. But yeah, like I say, I'm happy to have all of these movies. These 2 are legitimately my 2 favourite Batman movies of all time. This one I really, really like. I get a lot of nostalgia out of this one. And this one, well, it's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? It's fun to watch every now and again and just take the piss out of, really. And there we have it. The Tim Burton / Joel Schumacher Batman universe is finally complete. I have all of it on 4K now. Yeah, great. Like I say, this movie, really underrated. Actually one of my favourite Batman films. I have a lot of nostalgia for this as well, because this was the first live-action Batman film I ever saw. This one, not quite so good a movie. I still get a kick out of it. It's a nice little guilty pleasure film. Anyway, let me know if you plan on picking these 2 Steelbooks up. If you just plan on getting this one. If you just plan on getting this one. What do you think of these 2 movies? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you when I see you.